This is 1. This is 2.
Sounds awesome. It looks like we are streaming and recording. This is the Picard episode 8, not episode 7. What the fudge knuckles was that? Huh. Something just fell off the. It fell down and rolled down the floor. I have no idea what the hell that was, but oh well. I'm just going to pretend it
We
didn't
don't need it right
happen.
now.
No, we don't. We don't. But what I can't do is talk about episode 7 because we already did that. And if I don't
Yes,
change it, I'm going to keep saying it's episode 7 because dyslexia.
it's not. Hmm.
It's now episode 8 of Off the Rails. We bring to you probably not the most horrible review we've ever done.
Probably.
Well, it'd probably be pretty bad, but not as bad as some of the stuff in this episode 8. Some of it was pretty damn poignant and really good. Some of it was horrible. I'll let you start the round. Why don't we kind of go through the synopsis? What did we see in this episode? By the way, we did forget the big, huge detail of episode 7, and that's the fact that the FBI roll in, they arrest Picard and young Guinan. We neglected that entire little
Yeah,
small,
yeah.
wacky
We
detail.
we didn't say anything about that for some
Yeah,
reason.
that's like going to like the cliffhanger of the Alf episode that never got continued ever.
Well, it turns out that guy is pretty much, like an X-Files type of guy, like thrown
Totally.
into the dark corners of the FBI, and probably he's laughed at. You know what I mean? He's like the molder of that world.
Well, yeah, like the fact that they didn't have like a team with helicopters, like SWAT,
And the
an
fact that
entire
he had some sort of like connection to the uh, the Vulcans.
yeah, I guess. Yeah, sure. I forgot about that, but yeah, right. Um, his connection was pretty thin. Like his connection was they tried to put their fingers through my skull and kill me, and it
Yeah,
was
they
a
tried to
whole.
mind meld,
They tried to do a mind meld, freak the
and he
kid
took
out.
it wrong. But basically, he became an FBI agent because of that scenario, which is very poignant to the scenario,
Yeah.
to the whatever story that they're trying to show.
And
And
to relive his like ultimate nightmare, Picard's like, show me exactly what he did with his hands. Was it like this? It's like now he's reliving his like worst nightmare from his whole entire existence. He's like,
well, you remember that episode where he became he was like a god, like they worshipped him like a god, and he was like saying, "No, I am not a god." You know, it was like similar to that element.
mm.
Like maybe they're using tropes
Well, no,
from
just
past.
I mean, we know what it is. As soon as we saw we saw the flashback sequence, like we were already in the know. And Picard's like, "Oh, there's several ways a man could grab another man's head. Was it like this?" Like, and it's like, yeah. Anyway, it was okay. It was fun. It was a nice little detail. It was a good little tip of the hat to any of the episodes regarding first contact and and monitoring other pre-warp civilizations and that. It was a little bit of a nod to all of those because we've had a few of those from the human perspective, but we've also had some of them from the non-human perspective as well. There's the one where Data was part of that other team. They were assisting another race, and I
Well,
guess.
Guinan actually is an alien. It's like uh, Picard's just a time traveler from this dimension or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not dimension, parallel universe. Well,
Yeah.
technically, it's the convergence point. We're still on that element.
Well, that we haven't. We're not there yet. We're still just with the FBI guy. We're still just talking about the FBI guy, the meeting, And yeah, they're in a dark, dingy basement. The fact that nobody else is there kind of suggests that he didn't come with a team. He's probably going on information that he's gotten through his loose connections and pathways and people and blah blah blah. And now he's going to try and get the deal. He's trying to get the closer. He's trying to get the Time Life magazine money shot. And everyone probably does think he's crazy, or else he would have a fully composed, multi-component, multi-element team of everything from SWAT to freaking dogs to you name it. You know what I mean? Like he'd have the whole entourage there if you had any kind of actual pull. So of course he does I call it the Archer approach, because he just talks them into helping him on behalf of humans and humanity in the future. Needs his help now. So it's like, what FBI agent wouldn't go for that? Probably most of the smart ones.
Type.
Probably most of the smart ones, because that's probably that's the easiest way to get bent over the gear shaft by an alien race, is just to say okay, I'll go along with that. But I digress. That was fun. That was in the spirit of Star Trek. That was I would say that's very in the realm of where they usually kind of go, because it's usually kind of tongue in cheek. Ever since the Kirk days, when they do this kind of thing, dun, 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 and they all kind of laugh and have a giddy old,
right,
hoo-ha about it. And what's not as funny though is where we go with the whole. Rios and his Spanish girlfriend and son to be. I don't know what they plan on doing there.
They're like, I know, it's like he's gonna leave, and they're gonna be like, oh, but we could have been, kind of thing. But they're like, no, because I'm in the future. I'm not from this time. And it's a weird.
He does have a clever thing with. Holograms. Maybe he stays and he just programs a hologram to pretend it's him until they get to the future. It's like, ha, psych! Yeah. I'm really in the past, stupid. No, that's why we put a particle acceleration doohickey machine on you, and you're here now, Rios. Ha ha! Fuck you! I don't know who I am. Yeah, that's Picard for you. Now, I want to say, like with pleasure, that probably two of the greatest pieces of dialogue in all of the 8 episodes to have played so far were absolutely just crushed by Robert Delancey and also Brent Spiner. I don't ask you what I was just about to call him. I'll tell you later. It's fucking funny. But anyway,
okay.
It was, I don't know why my brain went there. But anyway, I was very impressed with the speeches given. I'm not sure if they had any room. I'm sure Robert Delancey, when he's... We've had this conversation before. Is it Robert or is it John? I'm pretty sure it's Robert. Is it Robert Delancey or John Delancey? It's Robert Delancey. Yeah. Anyway, my bad. I'm horrible with names, but I have to say,
I think it's John, actually.
Is it John Delancey? For some reason, I want to say it's John Delancey.
That sounds like right to me. Robert sounds weird.
I don't know why. I remember when I asked it to you a couple of weeks back, you said it would sound like Robert.
It's like. Maybe I did.
Right now. Let's see here. John Delancey. Because, I'm just bad with names. So it's not my damn fault. It is John Delancey.
Dance on it.
All right. So, now that we've gotten that damn bit
There's little birds, playing on the side here and here.
Okay.
These are yours?
But,
what's that? Oh, it fell in my pocket. Thank you.
Yeah, man, that was one hell of a speech delivered by John Delancey, though.
Oh yeah, that was quite a. I was looking at his face and like he was there. He was like he wasn't like talk about method acting. Like he
He
is like
wasn't reading lines. He wasn't
no.
he wasn't even just recalling lines he memorized. He felt those fucking lines. Like he was dying, and he pulled out all of that stuff, all of the fuckery that he'd done with all of the cast of all of these seasons of all of the different series of Star Trek. It was there. It was pouring pouring out of him, and he really kind of dug down for that, like he was gonna miss it, like as if this was like his last. His last time to tip the teapot over, you know what I mean, and then run away like a little, like a kid. But I mean, at the same time, he was also kind of acting like a remorseful person. Like he was like, there's so much, even though I live for an eternity, and it seemed like a fun time. There's still much that I think I should have done. There was a lot of that kind of as a subtext. It was kind of interesting for an immortal being to suddenly question a mortal existence. So that was kind of I found it very, very cathartic in one sense, but also very poignant on others in another sense. Like in the everyone's suddenly an innocent when questioned with their own mortality. This goes into aspects of religion. It goes into aspects of unfinished business. It goes into all sorts of different aspects of relationships. And in this particular case, I still don't see the link, plot-wise. I still don't see the link to stop the other Picard from her mission. Like, I still don't get that aspect of it, but we can talk about it. The other one...
Well, they also let that woman. He let that girl free. The whatever lookalike from, the the clone woman that's kept cloning this woman until she finally lives. That one.
Yeah, well, that's the Brent Spiner. We're gonna get to Brent Spiner and his whole speech in a second.
It's connected though, because what happens there, it forces Brent Spiner to comply to helping out Q.
Yeah, but we already had an admission by Q saying that Picard went back in time on his own. Like that was his choice, and that wasn't necessarily what Q had in mind. I think that kind of went again. That kind of
I think you're right.
That threw a monkey wrench in
Q's
plan.
He put him in the place, and then Picard used that place against Q's programming, and he was like, "Wait, you used my game against me," kind of thing. So now he's like, and now for some reason he lost his powers, and he's also dying. So it's like, then the only person who can help him is the Brent Spiner character soon, and because he's into genetic manipulation. Now, the reason why he doesn't want to help him already is because he's focused on that girl surviving, right? Because that is his work. So then he basically stopped that from happening. So then now he has only that to fall back on to continue his work.
Right. So where we left off, which by the way, Brent Spiner now, as a clear antagonist of this season, he delivered an amazingly fearful speech. Like his lines were just as good as John Delancey's. Brent Spiner's speech, it was very, very mustache twirling. It was still very villainous. However, there was a certain amount of intellectual kind of I guess you could say disappointment that was present in his speech, to the point of a desperation. It was more than just a desperate father. It was somebody who was in fear of losing relevance, which I believe is
because of its work. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It's like he put everything into it all these times, in all those deaths, going through all of those other girls that died.
Yeah.
before coming in a certain age. It's like, that's horrid.
Yeah, and I think what we're getting from that whole speech is not only did he give his career basically and his way of life, but he also gave his sanctity and his sense of being a good person. Like he gave his morality and like along with his ethics. This is where morals and ethics are almost inextricably linked. And I kind of got from this that he gave up both of those in terms of his values to try and see this thing through because he thought there was a benefit, but at the end of the day he was really only benefiting his own selfishness, right? And I think
Yeah.
coming to terms with that made him even scarier because she was just able to walk away. Remember, she just now she had her cure that she needed. She just got up and walked away. I don't
Well,
know.
yeah, and she saw all of the other ones like before. Well, she didn't see them. She saw his reaction to them.
Yeah, yeah. I still don't see what
And
its relevance will have, like with anything else. Maybe it doesn't have any relevance. Hopefully, it's hopefully it's a kind of like a singular containerized endpoint for the Soon generation, and then the next pickup point would be where Soon develops the positronic brain and creates the data line kind of deal. Data line. Say that again.
data line.
To the data line. Anyway, but yeah, it was pretty poignant there with John Delancey, and then turn around, you get the evil manifesto of Dr. Soon, like, and as people might not be aware, they may be aware, I'm not sure, but all of these events are leading up to the Eugenics Wars, which I think lasted for about a couple decades or something like that. I'm not sure exactly, but I remember they covered it in one of the season 2 episodes, I think. And
It's all about Khan because Khan's one of them. Those
right.
genetic.
Yeah, they covered that in a throwaway line in The Wrath of Khan, as well as in the actual. It's called Space Seed is the name of the episode with Khan. But there's an episode of season 2 in Next Generation where they actually talk about the Eugenics Wars themselves and say it lasted,
Right.
I think it lasted like 24 years or something, or 30 years. I can't remember. I could be completely wrong. Might be conflating it with something else. But I do remember them showing the holographic, like on the holodeck, they were showing soldiers that were from the Eugenics Wars. And there's like, a whole look and a style, which I think they would probably be leading up to. Just in terms of looking like something that we've seen before for nostalgia's sake, because they've been doing a good job of that this whole damn season, let me tell you. So
Well, how long are they going to be on, the past before?
Well, they're pretty
They
much
fixed
done.
everything.
They did what they got to do, because now the time looks like Picard, the young lady Picard, is going to go off to space. Looks like that's not going to be a stopped thing, so that's going forward. Looks like everything's going forward. I just don't see what we're going to do in this penultimate number 9 episode coming up this Thursday. I don't know, man.
Probably gonna, bring him back to the future, where he's gonna see that woman and be like, "I remember you now," and all this, like you said.
I think they're gonna do that in 10, but I think
Oh,
nine
yeah,
is gonna
maybe
be,
you're right.
9 is gonna be the
Lead up. It's gonna lead up.
yeah. We've had our
Probably a filler. Probably a filler episode.
well, no, not usually. Lately, with these overarching kind of plot lines, they usually leave the second to last episode as the penultimate. So, all the major crisis is going to take place in number 9.
So it's going to be some sort of Borg thing, probably.
I think it's going to be a Borg
Oh,
thing.
Locutus.
I think it's going to be
Probably.
Locutus. I think they're going to bring Locutus back into this whole thing.
That'll be the cliffhanger for the season.
Yeah. And no, I don't think it'll be the cliffhanger for the season. I don't know if they're going to do that. I think they're going to, I don't know, maybe, but that would be like an episode 10. If they did that, that would probably be the smartest thing they could do to make sure people still fucking watch it next season. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not even going to lie. because like they still have things to deal with, like what we're going to talk about next. Probably the most horrible part of it was Raffi's damn speech.
You're so focused on that. That's hilarious.
She's so horrible though. Like it's just I don't buy any of it. She's a crappy actress. Like she just I'm gonna keep calling her Roger for now on. Like her name is Roger. I can't not call her Roger since I screwed that one up. But hey, no, it's just I don't know what's his name. Elron? No, Elnor. Elnor.
Elron.
Elnor.
I did the same thing, Elron.
Well, when I say Elron, I remember what you said, and then that reminds me of the correction. It's like an associative complex. But yeah, she would be missing Elnor because he's still on a cold slab of, well, you know, what are they using? Probably aluminum of some sort. But he's just dead still, and she's just like, you know. Remember I was saying, you know, she carries the guilt from that 5 minute.
Well, no, their main focus on this was about the Queen. They were like following the, you know, the whole Queen thing, and like detectives, and you know, it was interesting that Raffi was like trying to get Seven to like be bored, even though she's not bored, like go through.
Which technically shouldn't be hard to do because in Seven's mind, like in her mind's eye, like she still knows and remembers what it was like to be Borg, even though that her physical body doesn't have any of the characteristics. She would still have the mental acuity associated with having been assimilated. So like I said, I didn't buy that whole, oh yeah, she's getting along with everyone else so, you know, so swimmingly. No, I don't think I think she would get along with people no differently than she normally would if she was thrust into a position where she was suddenly talking to, well, basically fossils. But I mean, at the end of the day, maybe the other Seven that was actually supposed to be in that future timeline, maybe she would have been more likely to have, you know, very comfortable, relaxing, even fun conversations. But I just didn't buy that whole, I think they got a little messy with the writing on that side.
Yeah, and she's like, you know, some president of that timeline or whatever. It's like, it was a weird, like, what's going on there? What do you? I think they were doing a Hillary kind of thing. Like a wannabe. You know, not like Hillary became president, but if she did, you know what I mean? Like how they were. I seen a lot of that trope. Around the time when she was running for president.
Yeah.
I'm not against any of that. I'm just an observer.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. I'd have to go back and actually look at that in more detail and tell you what I think about that. Because the timing, I noticed that the timing of events back like in 2016, 2015, where Star Trek was involved, is they were on a bit of a delay, usually, I found, like, before they started dealing with things that were actually happening in real life.
You mean trends? You mean trend-wise?
They're on a bit of a delay. Like, the trend...
Definitely, and it worked for me because I was on a delay, too, at the time.
So was I. Freaking delay.
Fucking delay.
Freaking delayed uptake and about, you know, everything. Pardon? Sorry?
80s and 90s, they were just delay.
We're just delayed learning, delayed response, delayed. Yes, everything was well delayed. Yes,
everything. Yes, definitely. Especially depending on where you were in like America or Canada.
America.
You know, like in my case, America. In your case, Canada. But like, depending on where you were, it's like at certain times, like the trends. Whatever, you know, like if you're in the city, you're probably getting it right away. But if you're like in the country, you're probably getting it like 5 years down the line.
Or in my case, like in 2016, I was in Mexico and I was getting it in real time because I could hear the screams of the lefty liptards all the way from Puebla.
Yeah, but isn't Mexico like about 10 years behind like America?
Yeah, but it still has the internet, and I could, like I said, when Trump got when he got put in place there, I could hear, like I said, I could hear the responses all the way there in Puebla.
And when I was in Auburn, it was like people were like 10 years behind
Yeah.
trends.
Well, we are kind of the caretakers, the custodians of this digital freaking shithole. So, we kind of hear things first. We kind of hear things selectively.
That's one way to put it.
Digital shithole.
Digital shithole. I like that.
Well, it is what it is. I'm not even gonna lie.
Shit.
Hey, it did just get a little bit less shitty though, because we did win a few points for free speech there with Elon taking it. But you and I will cover more of this in detail on Saturday with the Truth Hurts podcast, because we're gonna have a few
nice little segue there.
Yeah, absolutely. No, we'll be doing that on Saturday, the Truth Hurts podcast, and hopefully the Sunday we could resume and do our Picard review on schedule, which will be Sunday. But we'll have to do that.
When that happens.
And do what we say we're going to do maybe one of these days.
Sunday is going to be like a crazy day. Or night. No, night. Because night is, there's like a party of 20 or something that they're like, we're closed on that day. So.
Okay, well, we'll do the Picard thing on Saturday night.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll do it Saturday night. We'll, yeah. And then also later tonight, we'll be doing some playing around in Grand Theft Auto 5. Just going to stream willy-nilly. And yes, many things will explode.
And yes.
Yeah, many things will explode. But I haven't figured out what my theme for the Grand Theft Auto 5 is this time around. But
I'm surprised you don't play that DOJ game.
I don't do games, period. I have the one game, Grand Theft Auto 5.
It's very like that, except for
Yeah, the thing is,
it uses that engine, I believe.
I got to download it. I got to install it. I got to make sure it's working on Steam, and then I got to play it. And I just don't have the time to play. I've got the hours invested, at least in Grand Theft Auto 5. And same thing with EVE Online. I'm going to be bringing that one back. I don't know if I'm going to pay for it, but I'm going to be bringing it back to, I don't know, have some wacky fun. You can see spreadsheets in space, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Spreadsheets in space.
Well, I only bring that up because the people I live with, they watch that like it's a show. It's basically like they're watching other people play the video game, right? But the people that they're watching is the people that created the video game. So it's like catch-22, and it's not even, and it's weird because it's like a WoW. It's like 24/7. Like world space, like, and all the people that are in there are actual people that are that.
There's what do you call it?
And they talk to each other. It's so fucking strange.
Is it the Grand Theft Auto version of DOJ? Because I know DOJ has a few different.
Probably. Okay. I don't know. I mean, it's like whoever made DOJ, like RP or no.
Yeah, the RP is for because it's real play or something that they call it, real play. Is that what it's actually called? Is that what it stands for? Because I don't want to say.
I don't know.
I think it's real play. Or role play. Real play. I don't know. Real life. Role play. Whatever. Yeah, it's role play. That's right. Role play. It's the RP of the RPG.
Of the RPG, exactly. Yeah. And it's and what I realized, it's like technically a virtual. Not a virtual. What do you call it? An alternate reality.
Yeah, and it's funny because I saw people like, let's say they're a cop in this role play environment, right? So they're a cop,
right?
And that means then they're, they got to follow the protocols that a cop follows. They've got to, they got to bust a guy for jaywalking if they see him jaywalking, that kind of thing. And it's kind of funny. And then you got somebody who actually comes in there and is literally a variety store clerk for 7 hours out of their day on a role play game.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm talking about. It's like these people are like fully living in this game, if you will. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and my question to the roommates was like, how do you tell if the difference between right now and what you're watching on there? It's like, because it's like that. Those are people. You're telling me those are people. All those people are people.
It's all in the
Like those are
pixels.
actually people
It's
that
the
are there.
pixels. It's the pixels.
It's like
It's the pixels.
it's like that dream like kind of thing. Like we're other people in the dream. But we don't know who those people are.
Yeah.
It's like, what if we were able to know who those people are? Then it'd be like this game.
Well,
You see what I'm saying?
yeah.
Because they have rules and like regulations that we follow that are just like in real life. So it's like, I don't understand the difference.
Yeah.
Other than like.
Yeah, and also.
Other than things are different named and stuff like that. Like they're false names on the highways and things like that.
So are these the headphones that you told me about? This is the headset that you.
It's like a
That's the new one that you just got, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they do sound better than what you had before. There's a lot
that's
less,
good.
a lot less bouncing around.
Background.
Yeah, like because what'll end up happening is I think
because they're in my ears instead of on top of my ears.
Right. Yeah, so any sound coming in that has to cancel is coming in directly from
inside. Like you're going directly into my head, and that's it.
And then it kind of goes in, like
So when I say something, I think this is the speaker. Is it louder there?
That's super louder.
Yeah, so that's the speaker.
But actually, it's not that it was super louder. It just sounded like super tunnel. But yeah, it was louder though.
Oh, it's probably because I was going like that.
I've got you limited here a little bit too, but it didn't clip amazingly.
That's good. Yeah, so what was that noise?
That was
dog. The dog. Oh, it's just something you're doing.
Yeah, I just figured I might as well make as many things that make like arbitrary noises and put them right on the fucking microphone because, that's
something.
Yeah. Hey, there we go. Because the more things that make noise on the microphone, the better and more distracting it is. Because, that's what I need is more distractions. But
yes.
Speaking of distractions, we'll get this Picard thing finished with. We're 32 minutes in. There really
off the rails, baby.
Yeah, man. Well, this episode 8, there really wasn't a whole lot other than kind of gluing together some of these already running out of control.
I felt like it went by real fast.
It kind of did, but I mean, John Delancey, his speech might have been 8 or 9 minutes. Like, oh, by the way, their summoning of Q did work. It just took a bit of time.
Took a minute, yeah. Took a bit of time.
And Q also didn't have any powers, so he wasn't able to kind of just like and come in like a flash like he normally does.
He had to get himself there like naturally.
He had to somehow join the FBI, get into the FBI as a field agent, and then show up, which isn't completely fully explained because for a guy without any powers, he still managed to do some pretty impressive stuff. So,
not to say he's not intelligent.
I was just gonna say maybe he's got some connections because he probably messes with a lot of people. So he probably has a few.
Well, he also was like a psychiatrist. How did he get to that goal?
Maybe he was already an FBI psychiatrist. He knew how this was gonna go.
Interesting.
With a NASA astronaut as one of your clients, those clients don't just fall in your lap. You know what I mean?
Right.
She is pretty hot. If they did, I wouldn't be complaining, but hey, whatever. That's another conversation for another day. But, yeah, it wasn't really a whole lot of spectacular stuff. I'm just trying to think what else. It was the romance between Rios and the chick.
And the kid.
And the kid. I don't know where that's all going. That's like...
I guess on a ship. It looks like they're gonna have their own side show or probably Latino or
yeah. Breaking the space-time continuum all the time, every time, because we're Spanish in space. Spanish in space.
And his kids. or Rios and
and
Brent.
his kids, because he goes through the time space continuum, just randomly picking up Hispanic kids and broads. Yeah.
And women. Yeah.
Rios
Oh Lord.
lost in space
That's just what
essay.
it's called. It's just called Rios.
Go Rios lost space essay.
What's the ship called? What's his ship called? Pop quiz, hot shot. I don't know either.
If I knew, I'd probably be a better man for it, but I'm not. I'm dog shit. I don't remember. But yeah, I don't even know if his ship. What was it called? I don't remember. I will be honest with you. If there was one element of the show in season 1 that I did like, and it was that he had the 8 different holograms. I wish they stuck with it. I'm sure they're probably still all.
Well, like I said, like if they did this sideshow, they would probably do that because, like, he has the holograms in the ship, and then who's gonna like teach the kid how to do stuff while he's on a away mission or something?
Space essays.
And, like, you know what I mean? Each one's gonna be like probably like tending to the other.
Hey, loco, we're in space essay. Yeah, that's the title of the show, eh? Space essay. Anyway, that's about as far as I'm going to go with that one before I get hit with any.
You're going too far.
I'm pushing it.
Too far.
I'm going off the rails.
Yep.
Hey, I lived in Mexico for 2 years, so yeah.
We're not.
I like tequila. Anyway, so what do you got to say about the episode? What do you got to say? What do you got to say about it?
I mean, all in all, like, it went by fast. Good monologues. I learned some interesting things about like how the interplay was between. Oh, and then also like I kind of like figured that this is where it's gonna go. Is now that the daughter that's not a daughter left her father that's not her father. And she's finally free because basically somehow what's his face Q pulled another cure out of his ass and gave it to her, and so now she's free to roam and be like away from him, because now like obviously she's felt like a prisoner the whole time, not a daughter, and also betrayed in a sense. So of course that's going away. Now the fact that she's gone from him makes me think that that's probably why she's copied in the future by Data. But let's not go there yet.
Let's not go there yet. I have a maybe.
But I just wanted to say that the reason why I brought that up is because Soong has nothing left now for his work. So I think that it was a counterplay. He did that on Q, used what he had, his cure, which couldn't cure him for some reason, but can cure her, and then gave it to her. She goes and does the thing. Now he's left by himself, this like fatherless person that doesn't have a daughter anymore, because he probably still kind of felt like he was his daughter, but even though it really was his work. And there was kind of that moment where she was like asking him like which is more like important to you, and he basically was thinking his work. It was clearly in his mind, which was brilliant of Brent Spiner at the time, to get into that mind space. Again, these people, like, they're there in that moment. They're not, they're like those people, whoever the hell Brent Spiner's character is.
Well, the Noonien Soong that is responsible for Data, like the actual Noonien Soong that did develop the positronic brain. There is backstory that he talks about, like, oh yes, and when I was in the blah 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 blah, and I can't remember any of it, but I do recall some reference made to the something as a result of the Eugenics Wars, blah, 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 led him to want to create the positronic system. So maybe if we go back and we actually have a really good deep dive into some of those other episodes of Next Generation that kind of went into Dr. Noonan's song, maybe they are referencing something where this whole cataclysmic result of genetic testing might be one of the dark sides of the Soong name, and maybe that's why. Maybe this is just going to contrast against the good work he did do, or the other version of him, like the future version of him did with the positronic brain, and allows him
And it
to
could
be
be
a bad
also
guy
why
in the
he
past.
leaves. Remember, because he leaves Earth.
Yeah.
That could be why. That wasn't really told in, like, he basically like gets found because Data like has the dream, and then he has to go find him.
Yeah,
It's
but
like,
there's
so
a whole
like,
another planet that he left in between that, and that's the planet, and that's also with the crystalline entity, with that whole plot line. So, but yeah,
but
you're right.
again, that's not Earth.
There's Earth, but then he left Earth, and then he left another planet because of the crystalline entity. So there's a kind of a there's more
That's
stuff
what
I
I'm
think
saying.
that
Yeah,
they never
you're
went
right.
into. Yeah, there's more stuff that they never went into. So I think we're just kind of reaching.
Scratching the surface of that.
Yeah, we're scratching the surface, kind of reaching for things that might not even be there. But I think if I had a
Yeah,
lot
it's
more
like, are
time,
these people that smart that they're gonna like put it together that way,
well,
or are
they,
we like so Trekkies that we actually like build like some world that like they're giving us, but they're not gonna actually do any of that.
yeah, well, they're smart enough to pull Gary 7 out of like off the freaking ice rack, and yet not smart enough to get
They didn't
other.
focus on it though. Like nobody really is. Only you're the only one talking about them.
Oh, I know, it's hilarious. Well, I'm not the only one. Red Letter Media was as well, and a few others. But we're gonna do a reaction video real soon of you watching Red Letter Media, and you're gonna love it. It's gonna be pretty funny.
That's right.
Yeah, everyone's gonna love watching you pee
Class.
yourself laughing because it's gonna be good.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
else we got to get into? I think that was it for episode 8. We're kind of. I was blown away again. Like Brent Spiner and John Delancey just killed it. Roger, not so much. Rios, and it was good. It was it wasn't horrible dialogue or anything. I like the chemistry between them. Like it was actually it was quaint. It was fun. And like I said, I just don't know what they plan on doing with it. Like Rios. Lost space, it's it. I don't know, but we'll see. That'd be great. I'd be totally behind a show like that. That would be great. That would be awesome.
Oh, you know what? They're probably gonna go like save the people in ice.
On ice.
In ice.
Save the people in ice. Oh, the other essays. Oh, save the other essays.
Yeah, with
yeah.
the ship.
Right.
That's probably what they're gonna do.
Right. Yeah, because didn't they have a bus that left there like earlier that week or something? Yeah, we'll find out. That's good.
What's your what's that called? Prediction for 9.
For 9, well, the first 5 minutes of episode 8, they had to remind us that Locutus was a thing. So I think what they're going to do, I think it's going to involve Locutus. I think the end of 9 will be a cliffhanger, and it will be Picard being reassimilated. And I think this time, though, it'll be by the new magnificent friggin', I don't know, fucking Girardi Borg.
Right.
So it'll be the Girardi Borg Queen extra assimilation mode. Fucking, I don't know what they're gonna do, but yeah, they're gonna do something along those lines. I think. I have a funny suspicion that Guinan's gonna be responsible for fixing.
Well, now they got the FBI backing them up and everything. So.
Well, they got him, right? They got him. I think that's going to lead back to John Delancey. I think Guinan's going to help John Delancey get his powers back somehow. I don't know how, but there's something there between them two.
No, I told you it's gonna be that genetic guy, the Soong person. he's gonna create something for whatever his name is, Q, and that's gonna give him his powers back.
I don't know.
Maybe Guinan's connected somehow.
Yeah.
You could be right there. But I think that there's definitely, because they set that up for something.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, it
what else
definitely
are
set
they
it
going
up.
to do with that?
It definitely set it up for something. But again, our love lost and love gained kind of theme kind of fits to have Guinan and Q kind of sort out their thing. It kind of like there's going to be like these little gives and takes. These little, I think they're going to do that, and it's going to probably make us want to puke by the time we finish episode 10. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I don't want to sound cynical, but I'm just not hopeful that it's going to be awesome. But hey, like I said, 8 wasn't horrible. This hasn't been a completely horrible season. It's been pretty bad though, but we're getting through it. We're getting through it.
It's like there's fillers. That's what I'm talking about. It's like I remember when episode and Next Generation, there's like certain episodes that are just like, why am I watching this?
Yeah,
you know, it's
when
like
you've got
certain,
30, 40 episodes a year or 50 or whatever it was they were at, I mean, you can have 1 or 2 filler episodes. When you've got exactly 10, you don't have room for filler. Like, there shouldn't be a wasted line.
I'm just saying that's what I felt like some of it is.
Yeah, I know, and that's bad because there shouldn't be a wasted line. No scene should be wasted. Not 2 minutes of your time should be wasted. Like the other show that we watched,
you know what it is? It's so like done in this way, so we do rewatch it, like we used to.
I think it's just that it's done.
But
it's done by people who don't write Trek. It's just done by people who aren't experienced at writing Trek. I think that's all it is. Like I think it's that simple. You know, like they want to do something that's different. That's great, but you know, they should draw from the greats first, and then put their thing into it. You know what I mean? And still go with the beats that the people who made this thing a phenomenon are responsible for it. You know, are the ones who are expecting it to be Star Trek, not something else. But
well, then
I'll end on a more positive note though, and say I'm curious to see how it goes forward. So we'll see if they can save it. We'll see if they can save it.
I pretty much think I know what's going to happen though from how they're setting it up.
Yeah.
Let's just see if it plays out like that.
Well, if Borg,
or if they just like throw it a different direction. Like,
it's gonna be like a rock paper scissors thing. Like, you know, like, I think by the time we get Picard becoming Locutus, it'll be so far removed and hard to reverse that it'll just simply be Q snapping his fingers and making Picard not Borg again. It'll be that simple. Like it'll be kind of last minute, you know.
Yeah, but there is the idea of them cliffhanging the last episode.
If they do that, I will be impressed. I will be impressed if they do that, because that takes a lot of balls, because you don't even know if you have actually, it has been confirmed that there is a season 3 of Picard now, but when they came out, when they did that episode, they didn't know if they would have a season 3. So they probably did do a cliffhanger, and that's probably why season 3 got green-lighted already, despite it not being finished yet. But anyway.
Exactly. And I think it's going to be Borg related. I think it's going to be Locutus related. And I think it's going to be Q related.
Yeah. Well, when it comes to Borg and Borg, Picard, and Locutus, there's Wolf 359 always comes to mind. That's what Picard has the most grief over, and it's Wolf 359. That's the starbase that he completely decimated, along with like a third of the entire Starfleet contingent. Like, it was a huge battle and a lot of lives lost. In fact, that's where Benjamin Sisko got his disdain for Picard from.
I remember that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he lost his wife. I think his wife was killed in the Wolf 359 attack.
Yeah, I think so.
But we'll have to see how they handle it, because something of that nature has to be handled with care and precise nuance. So we'll see if they were clever. Hopefully they save the big guns for the good stories and the big writing, maybe all the clunky ones were just little stepping stone projects for the youngsters. We'll never know, but we can always dream that it gets better. Anyway.
All right. Well, I think that's the end.
Got wisdom to impart? Anything to say?
Live long and prosper.
I second that motion. And, well, don't do anything I wouldn't do. Well, you know, that's not a very long list. So I will just say peace out.
Do everything you wouldn't do.
Peace out and space out this time. We're going to be back. We're doing a pre-recorded review of From Season 1. So stay tuned for that. We'll be putting that out within the next couple of weeks. So it's a thing. All right, buddy.
It's the thing.
All right, guys. We're out. Peace out. And, well, bye now.
Peace.